I'm actually fucking terrified. Like, it's nighttime. I start school tomorrow. Like, I'm not fucking with this. I'm literally not fucking with this, but I'm fucking with this for y'all and for a fun video, I hope. Not really fun.
Teenager that threw her baby away in the hospital.
Kill yourself.
I'm
Kill
sure
yourself.
At this point, most
Kill
of you
yourself.
guys have
Kill
heard of
yourself.
Alexi
Kill yourself. Kill yourself. I'm sorry. I have like deep opinions about people doing shit to like babies and kids. Like, bitch, the fuck, you are not changing my mind. You deserve that's what you deserve.
Trevizo, or at least have seen clips of her on social media, but there are some pretty recent updates to this case that I'm sure will disgust
I gotta
you
take a
just
piss.
as much as they disgusted me. Before 2023, Alexi Trevizo was like any other teenage girl. She was a good girl. She never really got in any trouble. She had a high GPA. She already had gotten accepted into the New Mexico State University.
Dang, could not be me, bro. Could not be me. I'm not a good student at all.
And Alexi was a cheerleader. On January 27th, 2023, Alexi had
This
been
explains
in
a lot,
pain
huh?
for almost 24 hours straight. Alexi had gotten sick at cheer practice that day, and when she went home, she still had this severe back pain and stomach pain, so her mother...
You know, teen pregnancy is like the scariest fucking thing I can even think of. Like, that's terrifying. Like,
Well, this test came back that Alexi was pregnant. Alexi and her mother both look shocked when they're told that Alexi
that's
is pregnant, but
terrifying,
Alexi's telling
though.
the hospital staff that that is actually impossible because she had never even done the deed before. Having a false pregnancy test is extremely rare, but it is possible. So the hospital staff gave
Don't
Alexi
lie.
a blood
Don't
test
lie.
just to be sure. While waiting for the results
I
of the
hate.
blood test,
Ooh, don't lie. Don't lie. Because what if there is a Virgin Mary out there and you lied and you were like, oh yeah, I've never had sex, and they're like, oh, it's you, and then you did. You did? I'd be like, bitch, the fuck do you think you are? I would be so mad. I would have thought that was a miracle from God, and I would have been like, oh, my child has never had la la la. This means like she's the Virgin Mary. Like, that's how I would be like. And I'd be like, this is a miracle. Child was lying the whole fucking time. I'd be like, ugh. How dare you?
Seen on the hospital surveillance footage, literally sprinting to the bathroom. Alexi's mother follows her to the bathroom. She's knocking on the door like, hey honey, are you okay? And Alexi just tells her, I'm fine mom, I'll be out soon. But the hospital staff is extremely concerned for Alexi. She's been in the bathroom for a very long time.
Yeah, I'd be concerned, bro.
They hear a lot of weird noises
like, cause she's probably trying to do a home abortion, bro.
Over again. They hear the water running, and they hear Alexi grabbing a bunch of paper towels from the paper towel dispenser. Hospital staff is on the other side of the door, and they're asking Alexi if she's
what the fuck is going on?
And she's not answering them.
I'm actually terrified.
They tell Alexi that they're going to be going and getting a key, and they're going to be unlocking that bathroom door and coming in because they're concerned for her. Well, when Alexi
that's
hears
terrifying.
that the hospital staff is going to be unlocking the door and coming in, she opens the door. 19-year-old Lexi just walks calmly back to her hospital bed like nothing happened. The hospital staff go into the bathroom and there's blood everywhere, and that's when they found the little body of a baby that had been stuffed at the bottom of the trash can in a trash bag. A little full-term baby boy just stuffed in a trash bag, and he was sadly already gone, so the police were called, and that's where the body cam footage that has been spread on social media comes into play.
We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom. Oh my gosh.
Guys, what the fuck?
Lexi, I told you about this. I just asked you to tell me the truth.
Guys, what the fuck?
Not crying or nothing. What did you do to it? Okay, stop right here.
Lexi was only 19 years old. She was a
She
senior
killed
in high
her
school.
fucking baby?
She told them that the baby was born stillborn and it did not cry. She still had to be seen medically because she has just given birth before she was released from the hospital while they awaited to see what came of the baby's autopsy. And it was determined that his cause of death was asphyxiation from being put in that trash bag and not being able to breathe. And then on May 10th, a little over 4 months later, the police came to Alexi's house to arrest her.
Who would
Alexi's
do
mother
that,
is
bro?
Pissed. She's arguing with the police officers.
No,
She
don't
does not
fucking
want them
argue,
going
like,
inside,
she-
and she definitely does not want them arrested.
Kill that bitch! Kill that
Telling
bitch!
her, we are here to arrest, and she went to prom. Her trial was meant to start this month, actually in only a couple of days, but it was delayed and hopefully it's going to start in October. Alexi's lawyer not only claims that the baby was born stillborn, but that Alexi actually had no idea that she was pregnant, and get this, Her lawyer also claims that this is all the hospital's fault, and that
how is this the hospital's fault?
Alexi and her baby.
How is this the hospital's fault? Alexi, if you're watching this, I hate you. I hate you with a passion. Like, you don't deserve any life. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what you were going through in your mental fucking head.
The staff was trying to get into the bathroom to help her for over 20 minutes.
The staff was trying to get in, bitch. Like,
I do not think that this lawsuit is going to go anywhere, and this is just like some kind of defense strategy that they came up with. This lawsuit is even more disgusting because the hospital staff that day is extremely traumatized because of this.
That's the most traumatizing thing that anyone could go through.
To save lives, and they were never even given a chance to save Alexi's baby. Hospitals are also a safe haven place, if you did not know this, where mothers can surrender their babies. No,
she could have surrendered the fucking baby.
Decisions that day, to me personally, seemed like she just didn't want anyone to know that she was pregnant, she had a baby, and yeah, she just didn't want anyone finding out. How's that working out for you, Alexi? I actually have a really hard time that
Alexi, fucking just die. Just unalive yourself, unalive yourself, unalive yourself. Like, I hate that I have to say unalive yourself, but like, unalive yourself. Like, why?
No one knew.
You could have gave up the baby. You already had, like, I get it if you had like an abortion. Like, if you had an abortion before, like, as soon as you realized you were pregnant, you had an abortion and that's it. That's done. Like, because you just felt like you weren't a fit mother. That's a whole different situation. You already went through the fucking pregnancy. You gave birth to the baby. And you decided, oh no, I'm gonna kill. That's fucking murder.
She claims that she didn't know. Her boyfriend claims that she did not know. Her friends, her teachers, her mom all claim that they did not know that she was pregnant. But I've seen photos of her before she gave birth, and she looks pregnant. Definitely.
Y'all knew she was pregnant. Y'all knew she was pregnant. Y'all knew she was pregnant.
Trial. Apparently, they have a lot of evidence that will prove that she did know she was pregnant. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. And while you're there, please.
She knew she was pregnant. Did you see how fat she was? I'm sorry. You can tell that that cheerleader was fucking pregnant. And you're telling me that she couldn't? No, y'all just wanted to avoid the fucking problem.
How this 11-year-old boy's disappearance was solved 27 years after he disappeared. Jacob Weatherling was like any other.
I'm not just watching her channel, it's just I saved it all at the same time.
His color was blue. He loved sports, especially football, all things football. He loved watching football.
This is going to break my heart, I know it.
Collecting football cards.
I can't handle children
October 22nd,
being hurt at
also
all.
It was like any other normal day, but that night his parents had a dinner party at a friend's house about 20 minutes away. So Jacob was allowed to invite over his best friend Aaron to hang out with him, keep him company. Jacob also had a younger brother who was about 1 year younger than him and Aaron. His name was Trevor, so it was like the three boys all hanging out together. Around 9 p.m., the boys called their parents to see if they could ride their bikes to the video rental store. I'm sure you guys remember the days before Netflix where we had to...
I don't remember those days. I was not born yet.
Well, their mom said absolutely not. You're not riding your bikes alone at night. So the boys then asked to speak to their father. You remember like the old, if the one parent says no,
bro,
the other one overruled the mother's decision.
I feel so bad for the father.
To the rental store as long as they were safe and brought a flashlight.
Bro, I feel so bad. Like it's his fault and it's not your fault. Like you didn't know.
Frantically telling them they had to get home as soon as possible because something happened and Jacob was missing. Well, they immediately left to drive home, but it was about a 20-minute drive back to their house.
Bro,
and I could only imagine that was the most agonizing long 20 minutes.
That's crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna lose my mind.
And they were questioning Trevor and Aaron about what happened to Jacob.
What happened?
The boys said that they were riding back from the video rental store when they were stopped by a man in a black mask who had a weapon. He told the boys to throw their bikes in a nearby ditch and then all lay down on their stomachs. Man then asked each boy how old they were. Trevor was 10 years old. The man decided that he did not want Trevor, so he told Trevor to run home. Run and don't look back or he would shoot him. Then he ordered Jacob and Aaron to stand up and...
How can you do this to children? How can you do this to children? I do not fucking understand. I don't understand how people could just do this. Like, to adults... They made you mad. They made you mad.
11 years old. They both had brown hair. They were about the same height. He wanted one boy, and it was a 50-50 chance, but he chose Jacob. And he sent Aaron running after Trevor. He told him, run home.
Bro, why would you make them go home? That doesn't even make sense.
Caught up to Trevor. The boys ran another 100 yards, and then they decided to look back. But at that point, they did not see the man, and they did not see Jacob. Now, this story is crazy.
This is too much, guys. This is too much. This is too much.
At first, they thought that maybe something accidentally happened to Jacob, and the boys made up the story to cover it up because
bro, that doesn't even
in trouble.
That doesn't even mean that, like,
the police did not believe the boys' story right away. They did not start looking for Jacob right away, which is the worst thing possible when you have a missing child.
That's crazy. You had a missing child. Why would you not look right away?
Jacob Weatherling's name. They got thousands of tips, but the case still went cold, and it went unsolved for 27 years. 27
this is crazy.
Where the parents had no idea what happened to their 11-year-old son. But even as years went by and years
if I was the parent, I would have lost my mind. I would have lost my mind.
Actually uncovered that only
There's
a few
no
months
way.
before Jacob disappeared, another boy was kidnapped. His name was Jared, and he was only 1 year older than Jacob, and the two stories were so similar that they had to have been committed by the same person. The man who kidnapped the other boy, Jared, took him from a similar area that Jacob disappeared. He took him into his car where he essayed him, and then afterwards he let Jared go.
Why y'all essaying kids, bro?
Run home. Don't look back or I will shoot you. It's the exact same story that Trevor and Aaron told the police the day that Jacob disappeared. There was DNA uncovered on Jared's shirt, but they could not match it to anyone for 26 years when they finally got a DNA match, and it belonged to a man named Danny Heinrich. Danny Heinrich was 26 years old back in 1989 when Jacob and Jared both disappeared. He was even questioned when Jacob Weatherling disappeared, but they didn't have any evidence against him. Unfortunately, the statute of limitations for the kidnap and essay of Jared had already passed, so Jared would not get any justice, but they were hoping that they could link Danny Heinrich to Jacob Weatherling. So they searched Danny's house to try and get something on him, and they found a mountain of something.
This is crazy, bro.
So much
I can't handle, my heart can't handle any of this.
Videos, and they actually charged him with 25 counts of having this material in his possession. And then the police offered Danny Heinrich probably one of the most controversial plea deals in true crime history. I can't even lie or sugarcoat it, you guys are gonna be extremely pissed off. They told Danny that if he made a full confession about what happened to Jacob and also showed them where he put Jacob's body, they would not charge him with killing 11-year-old Jacob Weatherling, and instead of charging him with having 25 counts of child essay photos and videos, they would only charge him with 1 count. So that's what—
Bro, what the fuck? Who is working in our fucking law system? Who is fucking working in our law system? Who? That deal doesn't even benefit anyone. That deal does not benefit that fucking family. Well, it does because they know where their fucking child is, but like, they don't get real justice for what happened to their child.
A piece of shit Danny Heinrich did, and after 27 years, Jacob Weatherling's body was finally found. I can't even to begin the emotions that Jacob Weatherling's family had. I don't even think there's a word for it. Like, bittersweet.
There's no words.
On one hand,
their child went missing and was murdered.
Now they know for 100% certain that Jacob will never be coming back. The night that Jacob disappeared, Danny said that he saw the boys riding to the video store, so he hid and waited for them to be coming back. When he kidnapped Jacob, he handcuffed him in his car where he did essay him, and Jacob was asking him, what did I do wrong? Danny said that he planned to let Jacob go like he did all the other boys, but he saw a police car drive by. This was completely unrelated because, remember, at first the police were not searching for Jacob because they thought that the boy's story was a lie, but it scared Danny. He panicked and he shot Jacob. Due to the plea deal, Danny Heinrich essentially got away with murdering 11-year-old Jacob Weatherling. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison with a chance—
No, do not say the chance of parole. I will lose my fucking shit. I will lose my shit if there was a chance of fucking parole. It's fucking crazy.
Of early release if he has good behavior. This case is absolutely frustrating.
I hope someone killed him in those damn prison cells. I swear. I would pay someone.
The insane story of the Stainer brothers, the shit is crazy. When little Steven Stainer was only 7 years old, he was walking down the street and was kidnapped and held captive for over 7 years by a horribly abusive pedophile.
What the fuck was that? I'm not messing around. Fabian?
Raised this child as his own and let him go to school and have friends and be in sports.
Okay,
But
okay. At
when
least he
Stephen
didn't
was
kill
14
him. At
years
least he didn't
old,
kill him.
that horrible man kidnapped another kid, and Stephen was like, I cannot let this happen to someone else, and he escaped
Yeah.
and rescued the boy. In fact, this case was so
Aww.
crazy that they made a movie of the week out of it, and Stephen became famous. But the whole time, his
I
older
love
brother
you, Stephen.
Carrie was super jealous of Stephen's life. Even though Stephen had been kidnapped and tortured, Carrie was jealous of the notoriety and the
Bro, how are you gonna be jealous of someone that got kidnapped?
fame Stephen was getting. And then at age 24, Stephen was involved in a horrible motorcycle accident and passed away. And it was just after that that Carrie started letting his true colors show. Carrie Stainer then became known as the Yosemite Killer and horrifically murdered 4 women and possibly more. And when he was caught, the first thing he wanted was a movie of the week to be made about his life so he could have the same fame his brother had. If you want to hear more about this, listen to episode 138 and 139 of TSFU. Have you guys...
No, I don't want to hear more of that because guess what? You're not as famous as your brother was. And I am forever grateful for that factor. Period.
This case low-key changed the way I feel when I hear the ice
Oh,
cream
I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared. It's the
In
ice cream truck.
1999,
It's the ice cream
11-year-old
truck.
Mikkel Biggs was riding her bike with her younger sister and the other neighborhood kids.
Her eyes are so
Everyone
big,
started to
bro.
go inside, but
I'm
Mikkel
terrified.
waited because you
Hold
could
on.
hear the ice cream truck music in the distance. Her younger sister briefly went inside. She came back out to find that the music had stopped, Mikkel was missing, and her bike was in the road. And the tire was still spinning on her bicycle. Investigators
Oh,
believe
hell
all
no,
it took
hell
was
no,
90
hell no.
seconds for someone to kidnap this child, put her in a car, and drive off and never to be seen again. Police contacted all the local ice cream truck drivers, but they weren't in the area. So the theory is that a predator played ice cream truck music to lure a child into the street. And there's one main person of interest. Convicted
This is
offender
a
and
theory.
neighbor
This
Dee
is just a
Block.
theory,
But
bro.
his wife said that he was
I need
inside
something
watching
more than
Mikkel
just
with her
a
at the time of the
theory.
abduction. After Mikkel's disappearance, he brutally attacked a female neighbor. He hid inside her kitchen, and he is serving life in prison for that crime. And his survivor
Y'all.
believes that he is the culprit in Mikkel's disappearance. This case is hard because there's no body and basically no evidence. But her family is still hoping to bring her home, so if you live
Y'all,
in
this
Mesa,
is
Arizona, please share this with a
crazy.
friend. And follow for more true crime.
I can't imagine losing my child. I don't even have a child yet, and just the thought of losing your child to a fucking psychopath, a fucking crazy ass psychopath that decides, I'm gonna take your child. What? What the fuck went wrong in your life to make you kidnap a fucking child? Huh? Oh, you couldn't tell me. You could not tell me a single fucking thing that would make me sympathize. You could not tell me anything that would make me have empathy for a single one of these bitches. Nothing. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, diamonds, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, diamonds. To heaven. Subscribe.